So, all right. So let's continue on with your story now. So you did your deployment. You're at brigade level doing high level things on the HR side in the military. Um, the decision to get out. What were you like, I'm doing my time, using my benefits, I'm out of here, or were you considering staying longer? Did you have another job lined up? I know I always planned just to do, my first contract. But I remember getting out and people were like, what are you going to do? As if there's like, you can't get a job or something.
It's
I
the
don't know.
end of the world.
A
Yeah.
lot of pressure in that community, in the military
Yes.
community, because you can lean on the military always take care of you. So it's kind of a brave decision to get out for most people. So tell me about that decision.
You're gonna laugh because your girl is a rebel. I'm always
Oh,
getting in trouble. So I'm gonna make y'all laugh. And I never shared this story
oh,
on an interview. Even
explain.
my grandfather don't know this, and he doesn't watch stuff, so this is good. I'll just say it anyway. So I got in trouble in Iraq for drinking. I got an
Oh,
article.
they always do it.
I
Young
got an
guys.
Article 15. A
Uh,
good old Article 15. Top of the line, Article 15. Um, at brigade level. Luckily,
mm,
I built a really good rapport with our colonel, our full bird colonel, Colonel Sexton. Shout out to Colonel Sexton if he's still with us. Colonel Sexton held your girl down. White boy from upstate New York, sound like the dude from MASH. But when I got in trouble, I had already built a rapport with Colonel Sexton at training in California. And typically, when you're doing training, you have the talk and you have HR. I mean, you have S1 and G1 and all, I mean, not G1, whatever, all of S4, S3, all of those in the talk. And when the colonel walks into the talk, you have to call the talk to attention, the brigade to attention. And so it was the specialist that was doing it. And apparently, I mean, I guess the specialist wasn't there when the colonel was about to walk in, and I happened to be standing there. Mind you, I'm 5'1", and at that time I probably was 130 pounds, right? But big personality, big person, right? And so he walks in and he's like, "Hey, you, call the brigade to attention." It's like, what? At that moment, I was a specialist, and I'm like, oh my God. So I, went to attention, and I said, brigade attention. And I said it so loud. He was like, from now on, you're going to call the brigade to attention every morning when I get here. I don't care where you are. If I'm standing here, they need to find you. You need to be here. So I did that for the whole 30 days and built the rapport with the colonel. So then when I got in trouble for drinking, for being, I mean, drunk. I mean, by the time they found me, I was drunk. I won't go into everything that I did, but it was hilarious, right? And I got a Article 15. And when I sat on the red carpet in front of the colonel, this is in Iraq. He said he used to call me Kittle. He's like, Kittle, what do you want me to do? Like, where did you get the drink up? I made up a story. He said it was a National Guard unit that already left and all of this other stuff. And I had a
Australia,
dramatic, huh?
the Australians.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're gone.
Getting
They're
it out.
gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had a bad childhood growing up, so I probably need help and the whole thing. So he suspended taking my rank and taking
Oh.
my pay because he knew I was a single mom and he was raised by a single mom in New York.
Mm.
But here's the kicker. 6 months later, um I get off of the overweight program, even though I was small. You know how they do us with the
Mm.
hips and all of that. I
Yeah.
I get I get um I re-enlisted,
Oh.
and then I get promoted, right? All in the 6 month, and I get off of extra duty, all of that, right? 6 months later, we get back to Hinesville, Georgia, Fort Stewart, and I'm the first one in the entire brigade to get a DUI.
Uh,
And they were waiting for us to get back. They were waiting. He told me I was good. Then he came back and was like, I need you to take the breathalyzer again. That was a whole thing. Racist white boy, Hinesville finest. And essentially, The general had just put out no tolerance for DUI, and they just had passed a law. If you got in trouble off post, now you're accountable for on post. So this was October 2010. I had to, so they did bust me down to battalion, and I built a rapport with battalion, bust my behind until I didn't know whether I was going to get chaptered or not. They put in my chapter paperwork, and I'm like, dang, what am I going to do? So I went in front of the colonel again with my now new chain of command, which were all women. He had never seen this as long as he'd been in the military, a whole chain of command of women crying, begging the colonel to retain me. Let me go to Maryland. I already re-enlisted. I have a child. Let me. And he was like, kiddo, what do you want me to do? And I said, sir, just allow me to get out of the military and get a job and take care of my son. That's all I need, sir. I did wrong. I'm not going to ask you for no favors. That's that. Now, this is a full bird colonel. My chapter sat on his desk for 4 months. He went to the general himself and asked the general of the entire freaking regiment. Is it the regiment? The whole, like the post. What is it called? I forgot. The post. The 2-star general. I got out of the military. The day that I was signing out, right? There's a black man. You know when you sign and you get your little certificate, all that stuff, when you get in your DD-214 and all of that stuff. This black man looked at me at Fort Stewart, been there for 30 days. He said, listen to me. I don't know who you know, what you did, but baby, I ain't never seen nobody get discharged from the military with an honorable discharge for a serious offense.
Yeah, that honorable is important. So for the chat, that honorable discharge, if you get anything other, it's hard to get a job. It really messes you up.